But more on those contests later. This week's marquee event was the special election to replace former GOP Representative Pat Tiberi in Ohio's 12th U.S. House District, encompassing the Columbus suburbs and surrounding area, and both Democrats and Republicans have reason to be encouraged and discouraged by the results. But most analysts agree that O'Connor is unlikely to catch up. And Balderson himself may be among them. If he does end up assuming Tiberi's seat in Congress, he will only have a lock on it for 3 months, the remainder of the term Tiberi resigned from earlier this year. At that point, Balderson will face off against O'Connor for a second time, on November 6, to decide who will represent O12 in the next Congress. Some experts say Balderson will have the advantage of incumbency this fall. But that's unclear at best. O'Connor, a baby-faced 31-year-old county official, proved on Tuesday that he could come within a single percentage point of winning a district that leans Republican by 14. That should make him a magnet for Democratic resources in the coming rematch, and it should give hope to Democratic challengers elsewhere, several dozen of whom will be competing in districts far less red than O12. Washington, while most political junkies were obsessing over Ohio, Tuesday's truly head-turning results may have been rolling in thousands of miles away. Like California, Washington state has a nonpartisan jungle primary system, which means Democrats and Republicans compete against each other and the top 2 finishers advance to the general election regardless of party affiliation. So while mail-in votes are still being tallied, it's already obvious, with about 2/3 of the count completed, that Republicans had a bad night. So which side won? We don't know yet. Kobach currently leads by fewer than 200 votes, and provisional and mail-in ballots are continuing to trickle in. Many Republican may be rooting against Kobach, however. A mid-July poll showed Collier leading Democratic nominee Laura Kelly by 10 points and Kobach trailing her by 1. Down ballot, the most interesting question Tuesday was whether the newly emboldened Bernie Sanders, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez Democratic Socialist wing of the Democratic Party could connect with Prairie Democrats. They found some success in KS04, around Wichita. There, Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez campaigned for James Thompson, who wound up easily winning Tuesday's primary. Unfortunately, KS04 leans Republican by 15 percentage points, making Thompson the longest of general election long shots. Whitmer's victory does, however, reflect a larger 2018 trend, the rise of women gubernatorial candidates. So far this year, a record 11 women have been nominated for governorships, including Democrat Laura Kelly, a Kansas state senator who also won her primary Tuesday. As the New York Times put it, this is a breakthrough in a political arena that has been especially unfriendly to women in the past, executive offices. Meanwhile, in the heavily Democratic 13th District, which includes parts of Detroit and its suburbs, former state representative Rashida Tlaib, who likened herself to Ocasio-Cortez, won the Democratic primary and is expected to become the first Muslim woman elected to Congress. On Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, Trump went on a Twitter tear, pointing out that his endorsed GOP candidates Josh Hawley for Missouri Senator, Bill Chouette for Michigan Governor, John James for Michigan Senator, Troy Balderson for Ohio Congressman, and Lena Epstein for Michigan Congresswoman had gone 5 for 5, proving that as long as I campaign and or support Senate and House candidates, within reason, they will win. Red wave. Trump added in a separate tweet. Does the president have a point? In one sense, yes, he is clearly a force to be reckoned with in Republican primary contests, though it remains to be seen whether the candidate who needed his help the most, Kansas's Chris Kobach, can eke out a victory. But there were also signs Tuesday that when it comes to the broader, more consequential context of a general election, Trump may wind up doing his party more harm than good. On Tuesday, that antipathy registered at the ballot box. Balderson finished 22 percentage points behind his Republican predecessor, Tiberi, in suburban Franklin County and 18 percentage points back Indiana suburban Delaware County. Turnout, meanwhile, rose to 42% in Franklin and Delaware, but languished between 27 and 32% in the more rural parts of the district. August 11, Hawaii primaries. August 14, Connecticut, Minnesota, Vermont, Wisconsin primaries.